On to creating our first room so that we can finally test our program. The easiest way to understand a room in GameMaker is to think of it as a level. As before, we're going to need to create a room. This can be done just like a sprite or object. The keyboard shortcut is Shift-Control-R and the icon is the white box. I'm going to right-click Rooms and select Create Room. We're now presented with the Room Properties window. On the left are all the tabs and options that allow us to edit the room, and on the right is the room view, where we can see what's currently in our room. We can zoom in and out just like the image editor by using either the magnifying glasses on top or scrolling with the mouse wheel. Let's begin by naming our room, and again name it something sensible. For this, I'm going to call it room_1. We could edit the size of our room by changing the width and height, and we can even change how smooth our game runs by altering the speed. Remember we spoke about steps being our frames. Well, this speed value changes how many steps occur every second. Let's leave everything as it is for now and click the Objects tab up top. This is where we can now select our object and place it within the room. As we have only one object, it's automatically selected it for us. But if we wanted to change to another object, we click in the large box at the top or the smaller one below, and just like the sprite before, we select which object we need. You can already see some of the benefit of staying organized and keeping names relevant. Once we have our object selected, we move over to the room view and click anywhere in the grey box to add our object. Now another topic we should go over is the idea of objects and instances. We've created our object, object_hello, but when we place it in a level, we're placing a copy of it, or an instance. Think of it like having a jelly mold or cookie cutter. It will make the jelly or dough the exact same shape and size, but we could change certain elements like the color of jelly or flavor of cookie. So in our example, the object_hello will show a message when clicked, but we could make our instances change color when clicked as well. This wouldn't change all copies, rather just the one we pressed. This is a little complicated, but becomes a lot more relevant when creating objects such as enemies. You don't want them all to disappear just because you reduced one's health to 0. For this example again, we simply need 1. So, I'm going to click in the room view to add it. If you add more than you need, you can hold Shift-Control and right-click the ones you want to delete. You can also add more than one by holding Shift-Control, left-click and drag the mouse across the room. When you've added the object hello, click the green tick to save the room. Make sure at this point you save your project. We can now click the green play icon to run our game. GameMaker will compile the code and build a playable version for us. You should see your object in the grey room, and when we click it, it will show the message. We can close the message by pressing OK, and close the game by clicking the X in the corner or pressing stop on the menu bar. We now have a working program. In the next few videos, we're going to add sound and a background to make it a little more interesting, and there'll be some challenges for you to test yourself against.